and welcome to Bath Space Binge by Fima. And just to give about myself, I'm Gayatri. I run this studio called Yellow Sub Studio. If you guys could please introduce yourselves for everybody, it would be great.
Hi, I'm Vikram. I'm an architect and designer. I operate with a firm called Golden Section. I've been practicing for almost 20 plus years.
Hi, Prashant here. I'm an architect, urban design planner. I work for a firm called Fima and Architects.
Hi, I'm Sejal here. We've been into this field for last 12 plus years now, and our company is now called as Script Interiors.
Hi, I'm Venkat Raman. I run a firm called Craft Design Revolutions and based in Chennai. Been practicing for the past 10 years.
Hi, I'm Ekta Agarwal. My firm's name is Foreign Designs, and I've been in this field, I think the oldest one, 18 years.
Wow.
Okay. So this evening we'll be talking about wellness through showers, and does it really help, or is it about just a marketing strategy? So our first question for this is going to be, what influence does the interiors of a bathroom have for one's well-being? So since you're the most experienced, if you can start the evening, it would be great.
Okay, so see, designing of a bathroom for one's wellness and means creating space that contributes to our physical and mental wellness. So a bathroom is one of the most private space where we spend maximum time alone and in our own thoughts. And so the space need can be transformed using lighting materials and decor to enhance a connection to nature and provide access to a healthier routine of our day-to-day life. So bathrooms has to be one of the most practical places where we need to be there with a clean line.
Okay. Having said that, how would you see the so-called market that is happening in India now for bath and wellness spaces? Because I'm noticing as a practitioner for the past 4 to 5 years there has been like a notice for bathrooms and for the well-being spaces that we're talking about, where people have started taking note of how their bathrooms are designed. Initially, people really never gave much attention
Correct.
to what their bathrooms are going to look like, how it's going to feel like. So, do you have something to add on to that as well?
Yeah, so they gave us the bathrooms were given the most residual part of the house, you know. One corner bathroom is there, and you need to just have that bathroom as what the bathrooms are supposed to be, with one WC and the shower and all that. But in today we can have a wide range. We can make the bathrooms look as beautiful as our rooms as we design them, and give a most outstanding look to it, and with a very neat and clean finish, with using the most beautiful lights and give the natural light to it, and with the openness to the whole bathroom. I always feel that semi-open bathrooms along with the rooms will give a room also a better, wider look to it, and at the same time we get more natural light inside, which is the most important thing.
Would you also add something?
I mean, from my perspective, I agree with what you said. To add to that, it's not just bathrooms which need wellness. As a designers, we think through the user's point of view, and we want them to feel well as they experience the space, every space for that matter. And bathroom being the most intimate of spaces, and where it's also a space of solitude because it's a private, intimate space. Wellness becomes, it need not be those marketed fancy showers. It can be intimate spaces and intimate fitting, which can still create that impact. So marketing is present everywhere, and that's why designers like us can come in and kind of wade the common man through the process of providing the right amount of feel and the experience that they want to have on a day-to-day basis. Because some experiences you reserve for holidays and some you reserve for your daily needs. So it's a fine line between them. Overloading either can be a trouble to your mental wellness also, because you get over-pampered at home, then you don't know what more to expect.
Correct.
Well, I have another perspective. I feel today people don't have time and that's why bathrooms have gone to the next stage, called and then they're calling themselves wellness spaces, because it's just not a shower or a spout that fills your bucket anymore. You have body jets, you have therapeutic showers, you have other devices like a jacuzzi, it's even multiplied to other functions. And you have today people who can afford all these, they only have 5 to 6 minutes for their shower. They don't have time, and they don't have time on weekends to go to a salon or a spa, to give that elaborated time to rejuvenate themselves. So I think this 5-10 minutes were so marketing as such is also a way in which functionality is being sold, because and
In a way, I also feel there's a fine line, like he rightly said.
Right.
Because unless it is marketed, people will not even be aware
Yeah,
of it.
correct.
So people are now taking notice because it's been marketed in a way where people now feel the need to take care of themselves.
True.
I think it's takeoff on personal grooming, where people have started, I think last 10-15 years, people have started spending more money on grooming themselves. You have high-end spas and salons, and also this is, I think, kind of takeaway from that, where you extend that to starting from home, where you have your own personal accessories or thing where the grooming actually starts before you on a daily basis. Otherwise, going to the salon may not happen on an everyday basis, but on a daily basis, the bathroom is the only place where you groom yourself every single day. So that is where you first start off presenting yourself to the world before you step out.
Yeah, like you rightly said, people have started taking care of themselves, started grooming
Yeah.
themselves, and it starts in your personal spaces and
Yeah.
rental spaces. So, what do you think are the factors that you deem necessary when you're designing these kind of spaces for yourselves in the bathrooms?
See, personally, for me, a lot of eureka moments have happened in the toilet only. My design resolution or getting a new concept, or it invariably, not only me, a lot of people I know, it usually happens because it's a space where you're undisturbed, you're on your own. It's like I wouldn't say meditative, you don't, but then it's a what do you call, it's a total comfort zone, and it's a peaceful zone, and so that needs to, if you can make it a little more comfortable for the end user, that is one thing. Second is, I believe utility and practical aspect is first. The aesthetics will follow automatically. So there need to be a space to keep your stuff, your everyday stuff, and a place to keep your, say for example, a toilet cleaning brush needs to have a niche for itself. Space for keeping all your toiletries near the wash basin, toiletries in the shower area. Maybe some people have a habit of reading or doing something else in the toilet, so you need to figure out a space for that also. So these are small things which add a lot of value, besides of course the design itself of the fixtures and fittings. When it comes to the kind of fittings, I think the market is so huge now. There is something for everybody. For somebody who doesn't have any money to somebody who has no limit on how deep his pocket is, I think there is something for everybody, and it's up to us to be able to find the right balance. And personally, I think with any budget you can create an amazing toilet. So I think that's what I think.
Taking it from there, yes. I think, of course, luxury and aesthetics go hand in hand. I think the color scheme of the bathroom is also very, very important to create that kind of a, that calm experience or fitting to their needs of the clients. You have, like you said rightly, there's a multiple range of products in the market. So putting all together, I think one needs to know that what you're going to give it to the end user, and if you can understand that I'm sure that bathrooms are now a very integral part of the space.
Just to add a little bit to that, just 1 minute, in the sense, recently actually did a project where this client really wanted the best, as you say, well-being, wellness, all the gadgets and everything. And then his wife, when she was interacting with us much,
Okay.
she came and she said, all I need is just a tap. For her, that gives her mental peace. That is in a way wellness. And when you consider all these things, sometimes when you miss out one point the client
Yes.
likes or really is part of their lifestyle, it's disrupting their wellness. And sometimes we overlook simple things when you go into all these gadgets and what is marketed as wellness and can change the way you shower. Sometimes it's very basic, and that's something we always try to reinvent and try to always have conversations with the client to get to
Yeah,
understand
creating that
what
dialogue
wellness
with the
is.
client is very important.
It's not true. Like honestly, even like if you see how men see their bathrooms, it's very different from how
Women see their bathrooms
Yeah.
as well,
There's
yes.
always a fight between us women and
Yes.
guys.
So there's a very
So we've now started creating his
Yeah,
and
his
her.
and her, yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
it's
become
Now
elaborate
that kind
now.
of a space should be there.
Available.
Correct, correct. I agree.
And all that should be there for us to give them his and her.
Correct.
So that's another thing. I mean, that was going to be the next question as well. Is nowadays we're seeing that so much importance is being given to wellness in bathroom. Considering the fact that when we're building compact spaces, how does one keep going that when in such a small bathroom also, how do you optimize the best design space for the super wellness? How do you guys just process this when you're designing such compact spaces?
See, there is, she already said we need to work on the color schemes of the bathrooms.
The materials,
How we are putting up the color schemes in the bathroom. And what is the thing which majorly gives the accidents in the bathroom is one of the biggest thing which happens. So we have to have the wet and dry area separate.
Correct.
So if that is separate and if we are given the right places with the right sanitaries and right, all the towels and everything kept in the right places, I think that is the best way to design that bathroom and give a proper light to it. And I'm always emphasizing on the lights because we are giving such small bathrooms where there is hardly any natural light coming in. And we hardly give any plants over there and we hardly do any of that kind. So I think all those natural activities should be added on to a bathroom with of course the best of the facilities that we are having today in the centers.
It's interesting that you mentioned that there's hardly space for plants as well, because I feel that that's one of the most important things. Like people should think not just the light, but also
Correct.
the fact that when you're taking a shower, the sound of the water, the visuals of plants, and all these are also very important. But it's very difficult to get something in such small spaces. So
It's like that's the funny thing is like you're trying to go back to the original where we used to go. The people used to go to the fields to, for the ablution, and then you're trying to bring the nature. You were kind of cocooned yourself in a brick and mortar room,
Correct.
and then now you're again trying to look outdoor, but at the same time, of course, with privacy built in. But I think largely the issue is the kind of units which are being built now, the kind of spaces. So the bathroom, especially when it comes to builders, I'm sorry if no offense, but what they do is they try to squeeze in, try to make the toilets as small as possible. And then it becomes a challenge for designers to see what best you can do, because that's something you can't really touch or change too much, because that involves
The
a lot
layout per
of
se, yeah.
cost. Touching the plumbing and water supplies, it's going to shoot up the overall budget considerably if you start renovating toilets. So that becomes a challenge. So I think builders or architects should kind of ensure that the small things are already taken care of, so that especially lighting, ventilation, and enough space to keep things, the utility
small
point.
niches also,
Utility
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
exactly. So that if architects and builders pay some heed to it, I think then things will definitely improve.
yeah, because I feel that we're always fixated on fixtures, like even the sizes, what is the perfect size that you can give for, say, even if you want the space for good private intimate bathroom is also a bigger challenge. And having said that, I mean, because there is, like I mentioned before, in the past 4-5 years, I've seen like a shift in the market where people have started taking more of bathrooms, and especially after COVID, when people have spent
Spend more time
Time
at
at homes.
and So how do you think that this has affected the mindset of people towards baths and towards their bathrooms and their houses? Do you have anything to add on to?
Personally, I don't think COVID had an effect on us. In the sense that
Is the
I
fact that
understand
you've
that
been
there's
inside your
open
home,
space is important.
yeah.
When you go back and be outside and experience the outside. But having an intimate shower experience is something that's too personal and it's always been part of people's lives. So I don't think COVID had a big impact. But staying at home, if I can't go in, not able to go outside, bringing the open inside the bathroom, maybe those concepts are on the rise in some sense. Like for example, putting a skylight somewhere and creating part of it, opening some part of the bathroom, terrace or something like that.
So don't you think this is also something people would have thought of? I mean, I personally, am somebody who will go into the shower and come out in 5 minutes. But when I was stuck in my house for so long, I used to actually make the effort to, spend some time in the bathroom, take a long shower, like these are things that I also noticed a bit of a change in me. That's only because I was afforded the time to do it. But now, since it's gotten me used to having long showers, at least I make it a point to do it once in a week, if not all 5 days a week. So like you said, bringing the outside inside is only because you actually thought that. These are the things that you're yearning for, and hence that little bit of a shift, I feel, has probably happened also in people's minds.
No, but I think psychologically also you tend to spend more time in a place which is comfortable. When you wouldn't want to spend more than 2 minutes in a second class railway toilet, right? Same thing. And so then I think that makes a huge impact on how much time you actually spend. Even if you don't have the time, you will end up spending time because of the comfort level. If not during the weekdays, at least the weekends. And like you said, the COVID may not have significantly affected, like what he said, but then common areas were the first which closed down. Pools, spas, salons, those were the first to close down. So I think that there is
People started spending more on themselves
Exactly.
during COVID. So
It may
that
not-
automatically had an impact when all the marketing was done right. They,
The bathroom was again part
Yeah.
of it. Exactly. For example, like I said, I never spent so
Pamper yourself a little more.
I don't have that time. I don't spend more than 5 minutes in the bathroom, but I noticed this change in me that I used to take longer showers because I had the time and the luxury, there was nothing else to do. And now, because I'm used to it, I'm spending more time in the bathroom, which I kind of shun people who spend too much. Like recently, I have to get ready and go to work. That's how I've been like.
Generally, we all are doing to that.
Yeah. But there are
True,
people,
true,
but
true.
I know people who love
spending time on themselves. Yeah.
My husband, for example, he spend hours on it.
I spend 1 hour every day.
1 hour?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spend their time. They will take their
I have a lot of work over my head, so I need time.
So that's the thing, so you can see how different it is, how each one is.
Correct.
And that's like a me space where I get cut off from my kid, I get cut off from my wife. And that's the only room where I, have total peace.
Maybe they might not even be there. Okay, so.
Choosing the right shower makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. Choosing the right shower sets, yes.
And at that
Right
also
shower with the right heat.
pressure.
Thermostat
Pressure
control.
coming out is the main thing which we really love to take a shower.
Some days that can make or break your day also.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I mean, I do spend time in the shower, but for me 5 days is enough. But having said that, how much time do you guys spend in the showers? And are you very particular about the kind of showers that you use, or?
I'm very particular about the thermostat control because sometimes,
Yeah, the temperature
it is
of the water is critical.
Yeah, very important.
So I like my showers clean. I mean the fittings clean, and
Correct.
and everything need to be like not too comfortable with the scaling and all that. So
That's a huge problem in Chennai. I think most places the water is hard. So
no, but
scaling
with
is.
staining and cleaning it from day one, I think you can retain its sheen.
Of course you can.
Yeah, with that scrubbed with it has to be kept dry, and then you have to keep maintaining.
Maintenance, yeah.
But a good shower with a good fall,
But yeah. So a good shower with a good fall, even 5 minutes is good
5
enough to you.
minutes is
Yeah.
good enough
Yeah,
to have a shower.
And if you ask
Find
us,
a good
Even if you're
shower.
having
It's
an
a long
entire
Yeah, if it's a good shower, then 5 minutes is not enough.
So, like, what kind of showers do you guys like to watch it? It's not like
The cascade, sheet of water.
I'm a water person, so for me any water is fine, any direction. I just need
so
water.
I don't wash my hair every day, so I like the showers that are from neck down.
Okay.
And then only once a week on switch on the rain shower. So
I don't have a problem. I have a head bath every day.
okay.
So I've been to this spa in Milan, and that spa had like multiple kind of showers there, and they had multiple way of making us have shower. And it was a like cold chilled shower, it's a hot shower.
Interesting.
You have an ice fountain.
That's a typical hydrotherapy.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
a procedure.
Kind of a, but it was a beautiful experience, I tell you. I think everybody who ever goes there should be going to that place and taking that therapy, because the way it changed the outlook for your shower to be having like the jets coming out, and you know that whole thing was making it so. After 2 hours, when you come out of that place, you're so out
Rejuvenated.
of stress, and
Correct.
your whole body is like back to work, like okay fine, I need to work now every day, 2-3 days like we have to keep walking in the Milan Fair, and I think that's the best thing to do.
Actually, up until recently, I was living in Singapore, and we had apartment had a pool. They had this spa and the pool and all that. The pressure was really nice, and the shower, in the showers, there generally pressure is very, very high, so it's really nice. Up until recently, we had this. I don't want to name brands here, but one specific shower where the pressure is monitored and it feels like rain, but it's still the volume is really good, and that was like quite
Beautiful
interesting.
experience.
And then from then on, I started appreciating the fact that moderated pressure can also be a factor to wellness, and not just high pressure.
Yeah, water.
True.
So for me, it was like an interesting evolution for myself.
Actually, if it's when you read up the technical details of all these showers and things, it's amazing how much of science which goes into designing how the water comes out. There's a lot of things goes behind the.
See,
It's amazing.
Guda, you brought this up. I think as architects and wellness designers, we should experience all of this personally.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
So I actually don't know. I'll tell you this because I don't know. It was God's blessing, but we got to design a spa here for a client. Then we got to visit the spa in this where the client booked half a day here and 4 seasons in Mumbai. They said you experience it for yourself, so only then you can design a space. So when she said no, the ice fountain and all that, the masseuse was like, she used to say, no, it's 2 minutes here and then 1 minute there, and then you have 2 minutes here and then 3 minutes there. And then you need to know, right, how your transitions happen, how your levels happen, you step, all that is very important, especially when you're designing such spaces, functionality and all that.
Nowadays, in a shower, with the shower, we can even have the steam facility. And
Yeah, correct.
that is another add-on. I think in COVID times, that will be the most helpful thing to have.
Rejuvenate your skin,
Steam.
correct.
Yeah, do that.
You know, but what I'm feeling now, I mean, since we're all talking, I guess people are now slowly becoming aware of this thing. Apart from
Yeah.
now, everybody is just taps and showers. Now, because there are
Concepts.
people are understanding that there are different concepts to shower, taking a shower. The different concepts of how water can even affect when, you know, it's falling
Like he
on the
mentioned, no, hydrotherapy. It's a beautiful term, correct.
No, it has been scientifically proved. There are a lot of research papers on it. It actually works. So
Actually, it's actually one of the recommended therapies. We have muscle cramps for athletes.
Okay.
So they're put in a bed of water, and with pressure, they release the nerves.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
it's an important aspect of getting out of muscle pain.
Yeah, that's what they did. They made us lie down on the
Bed of water.
bed of water, and they put the jets from the top.
Correct.
It was very too much of a pressure on that, so it just hits on your body.
And that's why I guess, you know, they say swimming, like, swimming
Is very therapeutic, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not take up all of that. Having said that, I think we can conclude, I guess, this evening.
different. Are we done with all the questions?
Vote of thanks.
No, we can.
And to go home for a shower.
No, I guess we covered
Most of
most
it.
of what we intended to in this session.
Supposed to discuss it.
I'm pretty glad we had this little bit of a chat.
Actually, Venkat has designed a lot of bathrooms and he's one expert into it, so he should be concluding.
No.
Yes, please, go ahead.
I'm really bad at all this, ma'am.
Whatever
Please,
you
please,
thought,
let her do the
you
honors.
put it in.
She started it.
No, I was just going to say thank you to all.
Yeah.
That's all. But if you
So-
having said that,
So if it's only that, then yes.
having said that, it's really nice.
If you can elaborate a bit.
Elaborate is difficult, but thank you all. It was a really nice meeting stalwarts from and contemporaries from the same industry and learning your experiences and probably giving your perspectives on how wellness is and how it should be looked at in the future as well. So, thank you.
Let's hope we get.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.